Ow. Alright guys, for today's video, we're going to replace the oil feed line on the Cruze, the 1.4 liter EcoSuck engine, where everything just kind of keeps breaking. Here's the one we're using, Dorman. There's your part number. Got it from Rock Auto. As always, it's cheaper. If you get the Dorman line from like O'Reilly's or something, they have a lifetime warranty, but it's also about 2.5, 3 times as expensive as just getting it from Rock Auto, so do what you want. First and foremost, the oil feed line is right here. If you still have the shield, the exhaust shield on your car, I haven't been running it lately just because I want to be able to see stuff since I've had this off so many times throughout the past couple of years. But if it's still on here, you would have an E10 bolt here, here, and right down here on the front. And you pick the shield up and just wiggle it out of the way, okay? Here's the other end of the oil feed line where it ties into the turbo. That's right there is where it ties into the oil cooler. Okay, you have an E10 bolt on this side. Where it ties into the turbo, depending on which version you get, like which manufacturer, you may have an E socket bolt like this, like on the new one, the Dorman one, okay? Or it may be an Allen head. This one right here that I'm replacing is an Allen head. It's going to be replaced with the Torx head one. And the reason I'm replacing it, if we looked at right down here, you can see, all right, the oil there. I'm assuming you can hear me talk, but you see the oil right there leaking? It's leaking out past the gaskets. The failure here is probably not so much the gaskets themselves, or like on their own, is probably the fact that I had put this on here, and then I had to remove it, everything again, to replace the oil cooler. And I just tried to reuse those same gaskets, and that was probably my mistake. In theory, I could just replace these gaskets here, but I was having kind of difficulty finding the gaskets themselves to replace it. And in theory, for doing just that, you would just loosen this up, pull the bolt out of the way, do the gasket on the bottom and gasket on top, put the bolt back through, and tighten it up. But in practice, this line, the way it's kind of formed and kinked like this, it doesn't line up truly. So like this end right here would be pushing this over this way, so trying to get the thread started on here would be a little bit difficult. So you'd end up pretty much, to do it correctly, you'd want to remove this end at the same time. So if this is coming out, I figure I might as well just replace the line itself. So yeah, that is the backstory. Let me get the camera set up and we'll run through it really quick. I really need to get a new tripod. This is ridiculous, trying to get this thing to not fall over. First and foremost, we'll take out this E10 bolt out of the oil cooler. Make sure you don't lose this bolt. We need it. Obviously, you're going to reuse that. Set that aside. Cars. Okay. Now just break through or remove the bolt that's on top of the turbo itself. This bolt, for this circumstance, is an H10. Okay, probably gonna get a little bit of spillage. The car has been sitting a few days, so there should be a little less oil in here than if you're just drove it. Okay. Slide it out to the oil filter side. There, old line right there. See, a little oil, so just make sure you got a rad clean up. I'll take the new line. Let's get the package open. And I'll tell you real quick before we even slide this in what it is. I believe it's 45. This bolt for the Dorman one is actually a T47. Okay. So now slide through. Oh yeah, real quick. The original Chevy ones designs only came with one O-ring here, and they're very prone to leaking. So make sure whatever one you get replacement wise, it has at least a double O-ring on the oil cooler end. Slide this back through. Lightly get this finger started. Okay. Then if you look right here, you should be able to see, I got like a little thing popped up there, but you see how far away this line is from actually popping into there? This is why you can't really just kind of slide it over. Actually, loosen it up a little bit more. Pop that in there and jiggle it on this end. I know my boat. I want to get the very lightly started. There we go. If you start this side down too much, you won't be able to bend it over enough. And if you try and start from the other end, you won't be able to get this one started at all, like I was saying earlier. So got the turbo side in there, just kind of snug down. Run this one down. The bolt back into the oil cooler. Now this is imperative that you follow the torque specs for this car, because if you don't tighten this side down enough, it will leak. If you over tighten this side, you'll strip it out, okay, and it will leak. All right, so oil cooler side, 6 foot-pounds, but there's not really a torque wrench in foot-pounds that goes down that low, so you would do 71 inch-pounds. Got that? Inch-pounds. This side that goes into turbo is 22 foot-pounds, which you can do with a normal 3H drive torque wrench. So first and foremost, we will do the oil cooler side. Just gotta get my E10 back. Okay. That, set it to 71 inch-pounds. Okay, so if you look right there, it's at 71 inch-pounds. Got it? It takes virtually no pressure in that. Pretty much everything on this car where a bolt goes into anything aluminum, including the heads and all that stuff, it's usually about 71 inch-pounds, okay? And I'll run this back down. All right, now we'll go over to the other side. And for this, we need the larger torque wrench. Uh-oh. Like I was saying, I need a new tripod. Is broken. Okay, and we'll set this one to 22 foot-pounds. Try and do this through the camera. All right, there's 20, right? Okay. 2. Okay. Okay. All right. There you go. That's how you replace the turbo oil feed line. It is one of the easier jobs to do on this engine. If you wanted to put the heat shield back on, you just slide that back in there, put the E10 bolts back in, and just kind of snug it up by hand with a ratchet, and you'll be good to go. That's that. Again, that's the part number I used for it. And that is that, guys. All right, quick, easy video for you today. If you have any questions, just let me know. And like, comment, subscribe, and all that stuff. And I'll see you next time.